Live After Dark, #1 podcast in the 765.
So they say. A lot of people say it, though.
#1.
Yeah, you know what? You like a little badass kid. I don't like you, man. I swear to God. I know your mom didn't want to beat you, boy, when you was little. They tell you, Brooke, quit doing that. Brooke, stop. And you just kept on doing it.
I was an angel.
You a mother. Anyway, welcome to Ed Bounce Live After Dark. I am your host along with Maisha, Megan, and badass Brooke. Oh my God. Now we're back with another podcast. We're blessed. Now the weather sucks. I was gonna blame it on Meg, but then I'm gonna blame it on Maisha. She got a hoodie on and shit. And
yeah.
I'm blaming it on Maisha. She look like she on some criminal shit.
It's one of those days.
Yeah, that's all right. I understand. One of them days, man. One of them days. You know, and anyway, you know, we had a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and we was talking about excuse me, my voice is still raspy, but we was talking about domestic violence, you know, within our community and what's going on, because you see it on Busted, and you be like Mike, you said something in the group chat where you said, hell, all I see is DWIs and domestic battery. And like everybody, like, you know, when we was talking about what leads to it, you know, why is it on the rise? What is it? Because, you know, the economy's bad. People are hurting. You know, money's not coming in like they would. And even when it is coming in, you can't afford the shit at the grocery stores. And so, you know, we talked about, you know, what get people fighting, you know, what made people fight. You've been, you was a victim of domestic abuse a couple times. You never had that. You've been that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty much was because somebody threw a fucking plate at me at the restaurant. So, you know, so I'm gonna say I'm a victim now, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that redhead fool is a nut. But
you know,
peace. I'm sorry. All right. But so we said we was gonna come back and do a part 2, right? We got some numbers from Deputy Chief Chris Butchie, and this is raw numbers for, I believe, last year and this year too, right?
Yep.
And so we want to, you know, give you a quick rundown of those numbers, and just so people will understand what we was talking about in the other podcasts. And so, Megan, what do you got over there?
All right. So we've got the domestic violence statistics from the Marion Police Department from January 2024 all the way till April 2025. I mean, and it's for domestic battery, strangulation, and confinement, like all three of them, like the numbers on all three. So I'll just run down. So in January 2024, there were 9 domestic batteries, 0 strangulations, and 1 confinement. In February 2024, there was 9 also domestic batteries, but there was 2 strangulations, but no confinement.
Motherfuckers getting choked out.
So then in March, I guess maybe because it got a little warmer, there was 11. No, that's tax check time too. Bitch, give me my money.
I'm going to Vegas.
But March there was 11 domestic batteries.
Damn, man. Hey, that punch hit different about that tax check.
2 strangulations and 3 confinements. Like, bitch, you ain't leaving until you give me that money. Sorry, that is not anything to really even joke about. Like, I feel terrible. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Hey, can you imagine that tax check come and you be like, hey, when I'm getting my PS5, you know, broke niggas, they want a game system and they want a pair of Jordans, right? I'm supposed to get some new tennis shoes and I'm supposed to tell my nigga Pat that I was going to get, well, I paid bills. You did what? Hey, next thing you know, here come the police.
Well, April cooled off. There were 6 domestic batteries in April. One was strangulation, and only 1 confinement. So yeah, they started getting along.
Now that confinement, boy, woo. No, that confinement ain't about no tax check. That confinement about no, you ain't giving this shit away to nobody else. That was too good.
They're loving that out here. There you go. They're loving each other now because they're almost gone. So in May, there was 7 cases of domestic battery with no strangulations and no confinements. So that was good. June, we had of 2024. 7 domestic batteries with no strangulations and only 1 confinement. July, you had 8 domestic batteries, 2 strangulations with no confinements. August 2024 is 8 domestic batteries, no strangulations or confinements. September, there was 6 domestic batteries, 2 strangulations and no confinements.
It went down because the kids went to school.
Right. October is only 4, so that's good. 4, 1 strangulation and no confinements. November, 7 domestic violences, 3 strangulations and 1 confinement. And then December, they had 5 with no strangulations and no confinement. So 87 for the total of domestic battery, 87 for the total of 2024, 13 total strangulations, and 7 confinements. So on to January of this year, 2025, 9 domestic battery cases, 1 strangulation, and no confinements. February is 7 domestic batteries, no strangulations, and no confinements. So March is 7 as well, 7 batteries, 1 strangulation and 1 confinement. And April, we was down to 3 with no strangulations and no confinements as well.
Now, I'm just, I sit here a lot of strangulations and it's a lot of them. What's going on with this choking shit?
Right.
I mean, damn, that should be that real. Hey, when you
choke the shit out of you one day.
You know what? And I'll tell you what.
And then I'm going to Donkey Kong you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now, let me tell you about that Donkey Kong shit. That Donkey Kong shit here ain't stop. Let me tell you what happened, man.
Oh, okay. I want to hear.
So I was at the State of the City for the mayor, right?
Uh-huh.
And so Layla, we was
Layla.
she worked.
Layla, yeah.
She has her own podcast.
Layla, I got
yeah, lunch. Yeah, we call it lunch Layla, right?
I know.
And so remember we was talking about she paid for her own lunch and everything. So I'm sitting over there and she come on. She's like, "Oh, Ed." She says, "I'm getting ready to Donkey Kong."
Yeah,
she did the movement.
I said, man, I'm getting to ban that from her on the podcast. Now I got
a lot of
I got a sweetheart to work with the city that want the Donkey Kong. Because she playing and shit. Yeah, so
I'm sure there's a lot more people in the city that want to Donkey Kong.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Confinement, maybe.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna criminal confine him because they don't want to be around him.
Right, that's true. She got a good point. But strangulation, I think I'll send the numbers up there pretty high. Because if you put me in a line, you know how you go and you throw a ball to try to make a motherfucker fall in the water?
Why was I just thinking that?
Yeah, so you let's get a line and let motherfuckers just say you get the choke head for $20.
I even think the water thing would be a good way to get.
But
no,
in the
water though.
But a lot of people,
we would make so much money on that. $1 a ball to dunk you.
But then when he falls in, all the water's gone.
I know.
And then he ain't going to be able to get back up.
You have to call that HHA. I'm sorry.
So we need to
I'm
do a
gonna
pie in
cut
the
your mic
face.
off too.
High in the
Pie in the face
oh.
for Ed Bounds.
Hey, I'm gonna cut your mic off too. Yeah, how about that? Yeah.
We could really make some
I
money on
know
that.
if you guys are for it.
Okay, y'all not
and we
listening.
can donate it
Y'all
all
listen.
to something.
No, listen. So we're gonna donate to get her a fucking brain.
4th of July.
Fucking bird brain.
4th of July, they have a big event down at Matter Park. I think we need to sign up for Pie in the
Listen.
Face with Ed Bounds.
Yes,
No, listen.
I do.
Now listen,
please.
you'll get listen. Will y'all listen?
No.
Okay. So if y'all say for $10, we want people to line up, you get to choke Ed for $10.
Oh yeah.
I think you'll make a lot more money.
Ed, your neck kind of thick.
I'm just saying, still, mama. I mean, it's a benefit to me, But the dunk thing, I mean, yeah, that is a good idea. But if you want to make more money, when people pay more money, choke. You know what I'm saying? Now, when people come up and choke me or whatever, go down out there, we're gonna really make a lot more
I
money.
think we should do the pie in the face. $5 a pie.
Then where you gonna get the pies from?
Oh, I'll
You
make
just,
them.
all you do is you
Whipped
just
cream pie.
Whipped cream,
you
yeah.
get those
Whipped cream
middle
pie.
You
things.
got to buy a bunch of whipped cream.
That's all right.
Okay.
You know how much whipped cream?
Somebody
Yeah,
got I don't care. We
Hey.
will buy it all just to get
Hey.
that
It's only going to be $1, and you
It's
can
not
probably
that
make
bad.
about 5 pies out of each $1 whipped cream or
Yeah.
$2 whipped cream,
Yeah,
and you're making $5 a pie.
that's true.
We're
And
doing
you
it.
know what? Okay, so
We'd have to be like, Meg, we need you to go get more whipped
So-
cream. We ran out this
Hey,
fast.
so I would do it,
Mhm.
and I would be standing out there. I'd take some whipped cream,
Oh my
put it right there on my shit, and just stand there.
Blech.
And then what you think about that?
Then we ain't making no money.
What is that, public indecency?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's trying to put me in fucking jail. That's crazy. But
That sounds like a criminal charge, though.
oh my god, man, whatever.
Hey, Melissa would like it. Melissa would come.
Oh, she
Oh
would.
my
That's
god.
what
Oh,
she
she's
would.
sticking in my
She would.
pants.
Did you see the video?
Did y'all see that video?
I
Yeah,
did.
she
I
sent it to
did.
me.
Oh my god. She is a freak, man.
Hey.
Fucking messy Melissa's a motherfucker.
I love it. She has
Hey.
a whole breathing machine.
Yeah, yeah. And did you see she had that anal cream? Like, bitch, I'm not getting
She's trying to help you out.
like, you know what I'm saying? She like, we even got oxygen.
I
We
know.
got- yeah, we got Viagra, right? Like, man, what did that bitch be doing on her free time? Like, man, that was serious video. I was like, wow, that intimidated me. Shit, I said, I walk in there, I can picture me walking in there and getting hit in the back of the head. And next thing you know, I'll be like, Megan, can you back and pick me up? Because she ain't going to get it. She'll be like,
Melissa
nope.
might get a criminal confinement with your ass.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Maybe a strangulation, too.
Because that motherfucker told me, she said, hey, I'm going to wear that strap on. I'm going to get you. I said, bye. I hung up on her. Ain't nobody getting hit nothing up in here. Yeah, so I don't know. But, yeah, Megan, that's, so is that like real disturbing? What do y'all think? I mean, those numbers,
I thought it'd be higher.
I did too.
I did too.
I did too. Honestly, I thought it'd be a
she took
lot
it right out of my mouth. I thought it'd be higher. I did.
I'm curious as to what this whole year compared to last year is going to look like, because
Yeah.
87 seems
Seems low.
like we see 2 a day,
Yeah.
like 2 a day at least on
Yeah.
buses
Oh, yeah.
or
Yeah. Exactly.
whatever.
We
So,
do. We see 2 a day.
Yeah,
And
I
it's,
just
and it'd be like some weird. Do you know they had a motherfucker on there, and his dad used to be the commissioner that Chuck and them beat out, which we'll be talking about the commissioners tonight.
mhm.
But one of the guys that Chuck and them beat out, his son got arrested for throwing a jug of milk at his wife.
Oh,
What?
Like, what's the charge on that? I mean, it was battery. Like,
Did it hit her? Is that what it was?
well, I don't know if it hit her. She said he threw it at her. So if he threw it
the
at
drop got on her.
What is it?
It's
Any unwanted touching is like a battery, technically.
yeah. Our
Okay.
ex co-host threw water at somebody and
Yeah.
got a battery.
Got a battery.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it touched her or not, But I think it was a gallon of orange juice or a gallon of milk. Either way, it's fucked up. You had to been fucking pissed off. Like, as much as that shit fucking costs, bitch, I'm not gonna waste this on fucking throwing it at you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
isn't that real?
Maybe he didn't want to hit her with his fist, so he just threw something at her.
Man, bro,
That just was in her hand, so he was just like,
I mean, maybe
I don't know.
maybe the conversation was like, you won't have sex tonight, and she's like, no, why? Because you suck. And then he threw it.
I mean,
no, it could be. I don't know, but he went to jail for that.
it's crazy.
And everybody's like, oh, did you see? And it used to be former Commissioner Steve Wright. It was his son. I forget his son's name, Brandon or something like that. But he threw that. He threw it and got a battery. And then me and a friend of mine, me and her was laughing about it because she brought it to my attention. And I said, man, so she got to digging and she said, this is what happened. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Insane.
So I ain't throwing no milk or nothing at y'all ass. No water, nothing.
Well, nowadays we can't even do a water gun.
No, hell
That's an
no.
offense.
Yeah.
And I just bought a bunch of water guns.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Mhm.
No, I'm just saying because she
Oh.
threw water at somebody when she was mad. She got arrested for battery.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I-
And it wasn't even the person wasn't even near her. Like, so I could see if like, whoosh, and I threw water right in your face, like in front of you.
Yeah.
They were across the restaurant and she flung it. And so just a couple of drops and she got battery.
Oh, wow.
Did it stick?
Yeah, you know what? So let me say this. The same two victims that she got arrested over, they put another battery charge on another woman that we know. So the ex co-host, she wouldn't listen to me. I went to court with her. I told her exactly what to do. She got to court and she changed it up. Got on some coward shit. I backed up, because I don't like that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm telling you how you can get all the way out of this. Now, the other woman that we know, she listened to me. She did exactly what I told her. And then when she got over there to Superior 3, and the prosecutor was like, okay, so what are we doing here? She said, I'm representing myself. I'm taking this all the way. He says, no, we're not. I'm dismissing this today. And he dismissed it. I said, see, if that dumb motherfucker would have listened to me, she would have, been able to get it dismissed
as well. Yeah.
But she don't listen. She thinks she know everything. Everything, stupid motherfucker. But, so you just got to be careful, man, with your temper. Well, at the end of the day, when it boils down, you got to be careful with your temper.
Yep.
I got to watch my young one over here,
I just called Ed. I was ready to throat punch somebody yesterday. I called Ed.
I emailed my therapist. I'm like,
I had me and my pops was going to jump out the car on that nigga. We pulled up on him, hey, man, what's happening, man? Oh, no, I want no problem, man. I'm like, oh, okay, because Brooke, you know why I'm here. Yeah, I'm leaving now. I'm leaving now. So, okay. I don't want no smoke,
It's hard to be mean to somebody that you like and he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I like him. I like him,
But he's on drugs
but
and
when
moved
you-
out and 2 weeks ago and now he just popped back up and he's just thinks he's going to sleep on the couch.
Oh, wow.
Like, no.
can't do
I
that.
told him he had to go. Then I go back in there the next day. He's asleep on the couch again. I was like, you have to go. He left and left all his stuff there. And then I come back later. I'm like, you're disrespecting me. Like, I've told you you can't stay here. It was a mess, but I called Ed. Get him out. You go be mean. 'Cause I can't.
And I like the guy,
Mhm.
but she's the boss, and she said he has to go. So, and I told him, I said, man, I like you, man, but she wants you to leave. That's the end of the day. And, Dad was sitting there chilling because I had my nigga on my back. That pop, boy, that pop gonna ride, boy, So next thing, next on the agenda, we want to talk about a hot topic that just took place. Is on the front page of the Chronicle Tribune of some of the stupidest shit. Now, we know why. The Chronicle Tribune is damn near went under. Like Chronicle Tribune, the business, the company is in coffin corner right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what coffin corner is, right?
Almost
You damn near dead.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, you got this big ass building that's y'all trying to sell it for $1 million down there, and then y'all got two people in the office, one playing secretary / reporter, and y'all in one little office doing the newspaper. And you know, you would think that you would want to build your name back up and get both of the sides of the story evenly instead of letting people come in and convince you otherwise, which we invite people. You know, we invite people to say, okay, if you got something to say, just give me a call. I'll allow you to come on the podcast and say what you say, and we will have a respectable debate. But if you get sideways with me, then I'm going to get sideways back. You know what I'm saying? But I can have an intelligent conversation. You know, me and the chief of police, we was...
I don't know about intelligent, but go ahead.
What you mean? I know some things. Shit.
Yeah, I know some things.
Yeah, I'm a little smart sometimes. and you know, so, you know, I was talking to me and the chief, you know, we talking head up, you know. I can have that conversation. I may not agree with you or dislike you, and I can have an intelligent conversation with you. But if you get sideways, I'm going to get sideways. And when I get sideways, they don't like it. They like, oh, there you go. There you go. He messy. He drama. Whatever. Well, don't get me to that point, and we won't have to worry about that. Just talk to me calm. Just say, Ed, let's go get lunch. If you buy me a sandwich, man, you won my heart.
I'm definitely going to listen.
Yeah.
And then you're going to eat so he can't talk back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you take me to the train station, buy me a patty melt, I'll turn on anybody. You know, but so with this situation, this is regarding the Grant County Commissioners in the Grant County, Marion, Indiana. And this is regarding a situation where we have two new commissioners, which there's three. Two of them are brand new. One is President Shane Millsworth, and the other one is Chuck Poland. Now, them two used to be on the Grant County Council, and they put our county in a great financial situation. They did a great job in turning Grant County around, right? So then they needed to go higher in order to get some shit done. So then they left the council and ran for higher seats, which is the Grant County Commission. Now, I told both of them that they will be met with great opposition. And here we are, they ain't even 5 fucking months in office, and these fucking women are acting fucking stupid already. So the situation what they're mad about, what started everything, they come in, the central air system and stuff is not haven't been running properly for years. Not one time. One time have they complained. So Chuck and them come in, they hire some people that know how to do everything instead of calling companies. Chuck and them said, okay, we want to hire you, and you're going to get paid hourly, which they save money doing that. Mm-hmm. So they are redoing the air system, the ducting system, and everything else, and they want to get a better air quality for all the employees and all for in the county workplaces, right?
They said that they got it all clean. They cleaned out all the systems and hadn't been cleaned out in 15 years.
15 years. And then women ain't said shit, you know, but Chuck and them, they put in that work, they trying. And for the first time, we're seeing results like Ronnie Morrell, the mayor. We seeing results from him. Mm-hmm. And then now we got Chuck and them over there. And I got something to tell y'all. Don't y'all let me forget, because there's a big announcement. And Chuck and them is doing the damn thing. So what they said, okay, state says, all right, the flowers, fake flowers, all that shit can cause mold. And they said, well, plastic flowers, how's that a problem? Well, plastic flowers holds dust, okay? It collects dust. So they said, no more of that. They're going to take all the flowers out of there, and they're going to get better air quality.
They can't have they can't have personal fans. They can't have space heaters under their desk, and they can't have personal lamps.
Yeah.
This is all from the governor.
Yeah.
This isn't our commissioners saying it. This is our governor of Indiana saying this for all the counties.
And you know, and they went on all the floors. There were about 30 fans and space heaters. You know, that's running up the electric bill. You know, so they're saying, okay, it's going to be a time. It's going to be, you're not going to need those because we're redoing the systems and getting it fixed. Mm-hmm. They come in, they are putting in the work. They're not coming in, sitting around looking fucking stupid and all that. So here's what really the issue is. Judge Mark Spitzer, okay? Chuck and them pissed him off, okay? Over there in community corrections, they don't see eye to eye. I've had several people tell me that. And Mark Spitzer, Judge Spitzer, he just thinks that you have to be superior to him. You have no side. He only has a side. And, you know, well, you ain't going to do that with Chuck Poland. That ain't going to happen.
Well, they proved that he wasn't working on Fridays.
Yeah.
They started showing up there and they realized that they're clocking in, but they're not.
Him and Jeff Todd. Yes. Yeah.
And so he called him out on it.
Yeah.
And that's what started the rival.
That's what I remember that. That's when the whole feud started.
Yes.
So now they're in a rival.
And then women cutting out, leaving early, on the clock. You know what I'm saying? Getting paid.
Wouldn't that technically be time fraud? And generally,
yeah, absolutely.
Fireable offense in most companies.
Stealing money.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So they saw all these problems and they said this is going to change. So now they got an attitude. So here comes Judge Spitzer over there to a meeting over there at the commissioners. What are we doing here? Are we spying? Are we... No, you know, he talking about the reason why he wasn't there because he's on this committee and he's on that committee up in Indianapolis and this and that. Hey, listen, if you want to try to aim high with them people, then you go do it on your time.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Absolutely.
But the Grant County, we put you in to be the judge in that courtroom. That's where the voters voted you in. Nobody voted you in to go do all that extra shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so he didn't like that. I said something about it online. He didn't like it. At the end of the day, it's been a lot of bullshit going on over in that county complex and over there at that courthouse, and it's coming to an end. And they don't fucking like it. And so,
go get another job.
Pressure's on.
Yeah, exactly. You know, leave. But who wants to leave the cush job? Easy money. You know, if you got a job, easy money, when you just kick your feet up and you barely doing shit, why would you want to leave? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Chuck and them changed. They like, no, that shit gonna change.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you look at it, it's several judges over there. The only people bitching is the one coming out of Circuit and Superior One. You ain't hearing nothing from Meek's court. You ain't hearing nobody from Jason McVicker's court.
Nope.
You ain't hearing nothing from McLean's court.
You know why?
Why?
Because they're working.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
They're in there doing their jobs. Them girls, especially in Meek's court, because over there in Meek had about, man, I done been over there 3 times. Meek's had about 100 motherfuckers in that son bitch. I'm talking about he had 40 motherfuckers in chains, and he had about 30 people in there that's out on bond. And I said,
wow.
I told Chuck and him, I said, hey man, Judge Meeks ain't fucking around. But see, everybody told us when he was running, oh, he gonna be lazy. He ain't gonna do shit. He proven that he's proving everybody wrong on that. And I feel bad that they dirtied that man's name up like that because he over there putting in that work.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been over there twice and you can't even, they out in the hallways. They're standing up along the walls. Attorneys have to stand up. I'm like, okay, he trying to get this shit off his calendar.
Yeah.
So if he got that many people over there, that means the women that runs his shit, that means they gotta be working. Yeah. And then them ones over there in Superior 3, Lord bless their heart with all the shit they got with Brooke and everybody suing motherfuckers. Man, because what they probably had evictions probably about 50 a week.
Oh no, they have a lot more than that.
A lot more than that. You think
Remember,
so?
I looked it up. He had like 125 cases a day.
Huh?
He had like 125 cases a day.
Was it that many?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, them women ain't got time. They ain't even got time to even eat a pack of crackers. Yeah, like real dog. Yeah, So and then what's his name? McLean. He does when what you call those no contact orders. He does child support,
family, like a family,
and he does juveniles.
I thought they just
He
moved
switched.
him.
Yeah,
No,
he's not.
But they haven't done it yet. But he has. I seen the pictures of his courtroom, and it looks nice. They did a good job with rebuilding that, right?
I haven't had to evict anybody for a minute.
Well,
Jesus.
but they haven't. I don't think they changed yet. So, while they're still waiting, those are the kind of cases he handled. Those women are busy. You don't hear them, or you see them running around with their phone taking pictures and shit and all that old shit. So look, here's what it all lays down to be. The truth of the matter is that they're mad at them too.
Mm-hmm.
They're mad because they holding them accountable.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? That Pam Harris, that clerk that went up there, and we're going to show the video. Y'all seen the video, but we're going to show it to our followers. And followers, you're going to see the Grant County clerk, Pam Harris, run up there and butt her nose in that. And she's been butting her nose in a lot of that shit. Now, Quan is kept. I've been keeping up. I keep up with shit going on with the Grant County Council and everything else. And so the commissioners have been, they ain't getting no cooperation out of her, I don't think. I want to know how much money she's spending. Let me tell you. Do you know we done had people that went to jail, elected officials stealing money from Grant County? Mm-hmm. You remember? So don't act like it don't happen. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that that's what she's doing, but you surely ain't you ain't cooperating. And I want to know why. Mm-hmm. I want to know why somebody put in a records request on her expenditures, and she had them put out the courthouse. That's why I don't know how true it is, but that's what I heard. Mm-hmm. Because if that'd have been me, they'd have been in court. And I'm telling you, they'd be writing out me a check because, you can't do that. But see, but Pam, she's mad at Chuck and Shane now, and she's trying to dig into a war that's not going to come out good for her. Not because really the Black community and the poor community, everybody came out and put Chuck and Shane in there for a reason. Okay, they voted them in for a reason because we wanted to get them in there to vote that corruption out of there and get that bullshit out of there and get this unnecessary spending under fucking control. Now, we're going to play the video and then we'll discuss about the video. And I want everybody to watch the body language of how rude this Megan Glickfield, and just in case you want to know, well, I wonder is that Todd's daughter? No, it's David Glickfield's daughter-in-law. Okay, so that's how she's a Glickfield. So, and
Chuck Poling is the one responding to.
Yeah, Chuck Poling is the one that's commissioner. Chuck Poling is who's responding, and we want you to listen to this video, listen to what she says, listen to what Chuck says, and let's discuss why she said what she said and why Chuck defended what he did. Here we go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Megan Glickfield. I don't believe we formally met, but you've probably heard my name from the 2 emails I sent you last week that I've yet to receive a response to. I'm the bailiff in Superior Court 1, so I am here to just comment and touch on the air quality and the prohibited items in the courthouse. I have prepared a slideshow. I have also taken the liberty to print these off for you.
These are all individual, right?
Yep, there's just 4 copies total. Thank you. To touch on the matter of the air quality in the courthouse. Thank you, sir. We have some areas of concern here that I have taken the time to make this slideshow and note. I have worked for Grant County for going on over 8 years now, and I cannot tell you the last time our building was cleaned or sanitized. I don't say this as a jab to whoever is contracted to do that job. I don't know those people, but it's not being done. So the email was not well received by me and many of my colleagues, as you might know. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of response. I believe we're looking over bigger issues here. So one of my questions was going to be if there has been an air quality test performed. You answered that. Not yet is what I'm understanding.
Clear it all out first.
Right. So we're treating symptoms rather than the cause. It would seem to me.
We also know about all these problems. We're commissioners been here 5 months.
No, I
This has
understand
been
that.
going on for years.
It sure has.
So why didn't you ever address the other commissioners?
That I can't answer. I don't know. It's
You can't
because
answer it because now we're making you accountable for air quality control, and that's why
I think
you're
I'm
doing
here
this?
to make you accountable
No.
for the cleanliness of the building.
No, because we've only been here 5
If-
months. You worked here. Let me
Can I
speak.
speak?
You're in you're in my meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Your
What I'm-
character is showing, Mr. Pullman.
That's
But go
fine.
ahead.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is, we're trying to fix things. We're catching all this heat. We've been here 5 months. This has been going on for years. Our maintenance people has hauled over 50 loads out of the complex, the courthouse, the 911. And you guys need to give us a chance and let this heating and air work out, because all that you complain, there's a whole lot of people came to us and said they're glad we fixed it. So I just want to put this out there. This is not on these commissioners right here. This problem been going on
Nor
for
did
20
I say
years.
it was. You didn't let me finish. If you're receiving me being here today as an attack, that is a you problem, not a me problem.
Well, I'm just curious why
I'm
you
here
never.
now.
Wait a minute. I'm just curious why you're talking about the dirt and all this, but you never came to a commission meeting or a council meeting when I was on the council and talked about any of this. That's what I'm trying to say.
I know that my superiors have brought up the cleanliness of our building to you several times, and probably past commissioners as well. Nothing has been done about it. That's why I'm here today. You didn't answer to my emails. You don't want to talk to me today.
You got your answer to your email just a minute ago, and Commissioner.
No, I have a lot of questions that are left unanswered.
We run the buildings. We own the buildings.
That's why I'm bringing these problems
And
to
we
your
know these
attention.
problems. That's why we're addressing
Okay,
these
the
problems.
general overall cleanliness of the building is a problem. So
We
let's
understand
continue.
that.
This is what people see when they walk into our building. This is the first thing they see. There has not been a mop or vacuum ran in the 8 years that I have been employed here. Not one time. Unless myself or other employees bring their personal vacuum and cleaning items in to clean our space, which is unacceptable. Stains all over the floor and debris. Disgusting. Paper clips, staples, bugs, filth. The bathrooms. I should not have to hover to pee where I work. These bathrooms have probably never been cleaned. Look at the floor. Urine from the men's restroom. That is unacceptable. Poor water pressure on the 3rd floor. Mr. Pulling, you are number 1 and the number 2 business, if I recall. You know that poor water pressure would lead to inadequate flushing. We are often left dealing with the picture, the second picture there. That's disgusting. This ground floor public restroom, the toilet is not attached to the ground. You can lift it clean off the ground. I am not here to accuse you.
Sounds like that's what you're doing.
I'm here to get answers. I'm here to bring light to a
we
bigger
just told
problem.
you that we just got here 5 months ago and we're addressing all these issues that you're talking about. We have built a courtroom. We have built 2 other rooms the maintenance department has. All of you have to take your time. It took 25 years to get this place like this.
And I am
It's
not
going to take us
discounting
more
that.
than 5 months to fix what you're,
To run a mop
that
and a
we
vacuum?
already know. We're addressing these issues, correct, Mr. President?
It shouldn't take 5 months to reassess and let whoever's supposed to be doing that over there know that their job is not being done up to par. This here is the men's restroom on my floor, the second floor. This is the restroom that we have to take inmates to when they're going to the restroom. What you see on the left here.
Your time's up.
Okay, I would love to make an appointment to sit down and talk further with this.
I'm Pam Harris, I'm the county clerk, 2715 East Bocock, and I yield my time to Ms. Goodfield.
Thank
Don't
you,
yield
Pam.
time, Ms. Harris.
Well, I will wrap it up. What you see
Your
here.
time's over.
Okay.
Step away.
It would have been nice if you would have let her complete her
It
presentation
would be.
without interrupting.
Because you
That's
took most of my
bad
time, Mr.
part.
Pulling. You. And I hope the public takes note.
I hope they do too.
Because the big
About
part of
these-
your
I
campaign
hope
was
the-
I
transparency.
wish you would let her.
We're done.
I hope the public takes notice of how these employees are so unappreciative of what we're trying to do.
You didn't.
We need all the employees to work with us. Just give us a chance. Everybody can see what we're doing. We're making big strides, but it took 25 years to get it here. You can't come at us for 5 months when they've never came to a council meeting. I was on the council for 4 years.
Oh, yeah, I
Never
bet that
came
shit
to
about
us.
that big. Yeah. Mice, you mean that? Them dudes with all them muscles, boy, they be messing with the micropeters. But, so watching that video, if you don't know what's really going on, it would make it look like Chuck was the bad man.
Yeah.
That Chuck's the bad guy, and he wouldn't, and him and Shane wouldn't let her talk. That's far from what this is.
Right.
This was a targeted attack. She came prepared. She came over there with all of that stuff, and she came over there to argue. She came over there to personal attack. That thing with his business you're number one in the number two business with your business, and you should know how, that was all unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
She came over there to fight. And so Chuck was just upset at the fact that, first of all, her tone. Second of all, they are trying to work on it. That shit, he made a good point. You know what she said? If you go listen to what she said, and he said, you've been working there for how long? 8 years. And he said, and this is the first time you complained? Yeah. He said, why you didn't complain to the other commissioner? You know what she said? I don't know.
I can't answer that.
I can't answer that. So that right then, that should have been, okay, with me, I'd have looked at Shane and like, cut that bitch off. Don't let her come back up here, girl boo.
What she should have done was just point blank, like, we need a cleaning part. We need a cleaning.
You know,
solution.
how about, so the dude, the guy that worked for them, for the commissioners, he was supposed to send an email responding back to her. He didn't do it. He's gonna be shit canned.
Right.
Okay.
But if she would have came with a better thing saying that, we have a problem with this stuff, you already know Chuck and Shane and everybody else would have been, let's figure this out and let's get a solution to it. But it was, she came in vindictive on a totally different reason.
Yeah. Well, Brooke, if all she had to do was request a meeting with Shane, he's the president. All she had to do was request a meeting and just talk to him straight up. And Shane is so easy to deal with. He's easy.
Mm-hmm.
But that ain't what she wanted. She wanted this fireworks.
This public.
Yes, she wanted these fireworks because it's them versus them.
Mm-hmm.
And she said on there, YouTube is going to see how you acted, Chuck. And the average people that watch this shit on YouTube is 10 people. like you dummy. Like you act like they got 10,000 people listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what did you gonna convince 10 people not to vote for them no more?
Right.
And so there's this big war going on because they're mad at Chuck and them for holding them accountable. People are leaving early at noon o'clock.
She must have been one of them.
Yeah, saying that
Absolutely.
they clocked out at 4 o'clock and they didn't. They're doing other stuff and just doing what they want to do. I've been in those bathrooms. When I go, Brooke, I will be down there a lot for you or me or whatever. And I have to go to the bathroom, and I've never seen them bathrooms as
I
nasty.
haven't either.
And so I don't know what, everybody is trying to make it out. So Chuck do sound aggressive in that. But for Chuck, he had every right to be aggressive because he's saying, for all these years this has been going on, where the fuck was y'all complaining?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't. You didn't say nothing to Mark Barsley, and you didn't say nothing to, Steve Wright. Go ahead, man.
Now that you're mad because you've got to take plants and this stuff.
That's not why they're mad, though.
No, they are mad about them plants.
I'm
they
sure.
are mad about
And
that shit.
They're trying to regulate, put more rules on them. So, I feel like now.
But Chuck and Shane is not the ones that did the rule of the plants and things. That's the governor.
I know.
The governor of Indiana said that.
Well,
and they're just following the rules.
And to come to that, and it's not even about, and what they're coming at is, oh, well, you're talking about air quality, but look, it's disgusting here. So it's been disgusting. Like he said, 8 years you worked here.
Yeah.
And you never said nothing. And I feel like now that you're mad about everything going on, like what we know from behind the scenes, but you get this plant email, we can't have our little heaters and they're cutting the clock out time. You have to clock out now. Of course we're going to come at you, and that's the best they have. I feel like is this is dirty. What are you going to do about this?
Yeah.
I think that's their hit back.
But
to
I
them.
guarantee you, in 3 months, all that shit's going to be clean. I guarantee you, even though that went south, I guarantee you they're going to get that fixed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? But, Brooke, they're going to find something else to come at them for.
Right. They will. Absolutely.
Because Pam Harris is, she's one of the lead charge behind this shit. And it's, at your age.
That's what
at your age.
Immature.
It's so immature. Listen, why can't you just sit down with the commissioners and say, okay, what do you want from us? Okay, change come. Yep. Change come. And when you work in them government jobs, that's what happens. Change come. Mm-hmm. They lucky I ain't the commissioners. I had man, listen. I told Shane, I said, man, you better one than me. Because I'll be over there and I'll be like, wait a minute, who y'all talking to? First of all, don't walk up in my chambers like you a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Because she came over there prepared with the slideshow and all of that. And for what though? You wanted to get on YouTube for 10 people to come see you. Like, really? She could have got more views watching on Day About Live. But the thing is, this is so childish, man. Mm-hmm. Let's listen. It's a lot of shit going on in that courthouse, and they need to get it together. Mm-hmm. And I talked to some people, and I'm not going to go into their names. Mm-hmm. And I seen my conversation with him, and I'm like, it's like one of them, Scott Hunt. I see a different person with Scott Hunt. I do, and I like it. Mm-hmm. Because I think Scott came to the point was this is a mess. Mm-hmm. This is a mess, and I think he come to that point now, and he's like, I'm willing to work with whoever. Megan, you heard him talk at the NAACP thing, and I liked what he had to say.
He came across, he just very personable, and he basically let people know, like, look, I'm trying, like I am trying here, but when you have to walk into things that I have to see, like knowing a 13-year-old or
dead bodies, and
he said, and then you need help because everybody is yelling at you, where's a conviction, but you're asking for help from the community, and everybody just turns their head
back on them.
How can I be the best prosecutor for you guys if you can't help me, if my community doesn't back me, doesn't trust me, And he was like, that was amazing. Like he did his thing on that speech.
He did.
And he was the first one to speak on, and it was just, everybody kind of took that and ran with that his speech. Like all the other ones that spoke took that and ran with that because he did such a wonderful job. And he's right. You want answers, you want this arrest and this arrest, but if we can't prove it, we can't just say, we can't just do it. You got to help me.
In their business, in the police business, in the prosecutor's business, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Mhm.
And you know, they're not superheroes. And so I see a different in him. But you know what? You would think the judges would say, you know what? Let's not always argue, because at the end of the day, we got these murders. We got people tripping. We got people off the hook. Maybe Del Garcia is dealing with a mess. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think there's a side, and he probably will chew me out for saying this, but I think there's a side in Del that he's frustrated.
Yeah.
With, you know, the jail and
there.
everything, because he's got to walk in there and figure this the fuck out, how he's going to keep us out of a lawsuit. It's on him. It ain't on anybody else. It's on him. And so I think there's a bone in him that he probably would like to lash out. But being that he a godly man, and he ain't trying to go there.
Again, that's a good point, because at that meeting, like that, you know, the family was there of the recent incident that happened here, and I feel like he tried his best to come and answer all their questions wholeheartedly. I feel like some of the stuff he said probably shouldn't have even been said, because it's still an active investigation. But he just wanted full transparency and let them know, look, I can't, my hands are tied.
Hey, Brooke, when that meeting got ugly, now let me tell you something. Now, I'm probably going to get cussed out because, you know,
I know what you're about to say.
You know, let me tell you something. The worst person you can get in a fight with is a Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't quit. You know what I'm saying?
They pretty bad.
You know, hey, they don't quit.
No,
you know what I'm saying? And they're not scared. You can take a Mexican man and put him in a club full of niggas, and if he drunk or whatever, and you piss him off, he'll fucking fight every motherfucker in that motherfucker, and will not think nothing. Now, I know I'm probably going to catch hell for that, but I'm just being honest, though. You know,
he stood up there.
He jumped up out his seat. Give me that microphone.
Yep.
And he told, give me.
Because they was trying to shut him up.
Yeah.
The family up. Like,
the
no,
family,
you can't talk.
The family, they had to get between them.
Yeah.
Because they coming. He coming.
Yeah.
He like shit.
But he did it with respect, though. It wasn't. He didn't puff up. He wasn't
right there.
He cares.
Yeah.
Sheriff Garcia, he cares. He is naturally has a heart that cares about the community.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then when things got ugly,
he told them, like, back up. Let me talk to them. Back up. Leave me alone. Let me talk to this. I got this.
But when it was looking like it wasn't looking good, and you know, me and Mark Stephanopoulos as a deputy chief, we don't always see eye to eye on stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, after what he did that night, he ran up there behind Sheriff Garcia. And he stood up there and he didn't budge. He ran from across the room.
He was the
only police.
Mark ran.
Ran
like he got there. Yeah,
I want to see Mark run.
Hey, man, I wish I would have recorded it because he was fast.
He can't just chase suspect. He sucked. He better not tell me he got a warrant. Bye.
I always said Chris Butchie was the fastest one. He was fast as hell.
Chris was fast as a motherfucker.
Everybody.
Man, Chris ain't no spring chicken no more.
Not no more, but back in the day. Pat said everybody knew not to run from Chris.
Man, you don't run from Chris Butchie, but you don't run from his son now.
Yeah,
his son
said that he liked to run.
Yeah, he'll run you down too.
Yeah, he ran me down on the golf cart.
Yeah. But if Chris was to pull up and I got a warrant, okay, good luck serving that. Yeah, he gonna have to call it in. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't run like he used to. He got back problems and stuff. But
Dale, Mark, and Scott Hunt also stayed afterwards.
They did, man. Listen,
take all the
Scott Hunt and them. Scott was one of him and you. How many white people's in there?
A few. No, No, there was a couple,
like,
but not
It was only you, the woman, the woman sitting next to you. She's the
Lockwood, Stephanie.
Stephanie Lockwood,
Yep.
the
superintendent
of the schools.
Marion.
So it was her. So that's two.
And then the NAACP, our chapter's like secretary or something, that little old white lady that walked up there.
Okay, so that's three.
Yeah.
Scott Hunt makes four.
And his wife.
His wife was there?
Yep. She was sitting on the other side. We was in the front on this side. She was on the front on the other side. Yeah.
Scott Hunt's wife was there.
Yeah.
I didn't see her.
In the front row on the other side.
Wow, I didn't see that. Okay. So we're going to say total of 5 white people, right? And so, but, Scott Hunt, man, bro, listen, he stayed. He stayed. He came in that front door, and he left out that front door.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff Garcia, he came in that front door, he left out that front door. And you know, I man, listen, when I'm right, I'm gonna tell you I'm right. But when I'm wrong, I'll tell you when I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But man, when it's right, hey, old boy stood in the paint. But Odell, I saw 27th and Gallatin about ready to come back out. Because, you know, he was trying to, you know, because you can have all the Holy Ghost in you and all the Christian in you, whatever, but niggas will make you have God looking at you like, damn. You know, that's what niggas do. But he, you know, bless his heart, man. And the family, I feel for them, man. They're in pain.
You heard the
They're
pain.
in pain. You can hear the pain in them. But I just think
the family that
the guy that got killed on 37th Street.
Okay.
You could hear the pain in their voice. You could hear. They just wanted answers. But
well, you know, I just think that instead of with that young man, he failed to realize. I watched Garcia and JK grab him and hug him and pray with him that day it happened.
Yep.
So, you know, I think if a man do you like that, I think you go down there, and if he went down and said who he was and said, I'm going to speak to Sheriff Garcia, and would have just looked at Sheriff in his face, I guarantee you, Garcia going to be like, I'm going to show you. This is going to be painful for you to watch, but I'm going to show you.
But wasn't the mom was there and watched all of it, correct?
But didn't she say that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is.
That's what was.
That the mom watched all of it. Yeah. So that's why. Why is there questions if?
Exactly. That's a good point. That's a good point.
And there was people in a car too, parked right in front. I think the mom was parked right in the car or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't want to put any false information out there, but that's one thing that I think I read or I heard about it. Yeah, the mom seen it.
But anyway, so to get back to what we was talking about, you know, with Dale and Scott Hunt,
my big thing is if they would quit postponing everything. Our cases get postponed 7 times.
Well, that's your Glickfield people that does that shit.
Well, I think that they need to stop that.
They're getting ready to stop them. They're getting ready to stop. I was told yesterday they're bringing a halt to that shit.
Stop arresting people for marijuana charges. Stop arresting them for people throwing water on somebody and giving them a battery or throwing a milk jug at somebody if it doesn't make contact with them. Yeah. Stop the pettiness.
I agree, and I think Scott gonna end up having to come to that point to where he's gonna have to, you know, put his foot down in his office and say stop. You know, because we need to really focus. Yeah, we gotta start focusing on the tougher shit because I got too much shit happening out here, and you know, but man, back to what I was saying. You know, they'll have a lot on his plate. Scott Hunt have a lot on his plate. It looked like if you really want to fix this system, you would come together and, you know, say, hey, let's all sit down. Let's stop the arguing. Let's stop the arguing and let's all sit down. And everybody that really want to see change, put up or shut up. But they don't want that. And what I'm going to say next is why. Because you know, Judge Spitzer's been dragging my name through the mud at the courthouse. It's been getting back to me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
And so I want to say,
Oh, Lord.
I want to say that's okay. You know, that's fine. That's how you feel about me. But let me let you in on a little secret, sir. I've been down the road and I've been in front of him as a criminal defendant. And I say this, me and a lot of people didn't get a lot of breaks. And I guess it probably was the best that we didn't get, you know, because the way I turned out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy about what I did back then, but I'm happy how I turned out.
Right.
Yep.
And so here's the thing. I said when you first came on, there was Marion police complaining about a young lady in drug court. And I think she knows where I'm going to go with this.
Absolutely.
And I said, I complained over at Courthouse that Reggie, that nigga that runs drug court, let me tell you, I think he should go buy him a fishing pole and move to fucking Alaska. Get the fuck out of here. I do. Because y'all are playing. That damn Tracy Oxidine, the police wanted her off the streets when they figured out that she was in drug court and they knew she was in some shiesty business and they was not allowed to do anything. And so I stepped in and said, what the fuck is going on? She was failing piss tests after piss tests. And I went over there to her hearings. Oh, go sit over at the jail for the weekend. And they kept telling her to do the same thing. And then, so it came time, which ain't even been 4 months ago. 4 months. And she's over there at drug court up on the stage.
I heard from a couple of different people that
on the stage
when she's
tweaking,
getting her service certificate,
getting
graduating,
yes,
she was high as fuck.
high
tweaking.
as fuck.
And I heard that from several people.
People called me like, Ed, you need to see this picture. They hit Brooke up.
Mm-hmm.
It was shameful.
And they really gave her.
They still gave her the fuck. See, if it had been me, I'd have knocked her ass out. Get the fuck
I
off
don't even
stage.
wanna
So during
about it, 'cause
drug
that
court,
shit-
so during her going through all this drug court, and the reason why drug court is so she doesn't do prison time.
Right.
But the whole time that she's doing it, she's failing piss tests.
Getting
she's
high.
selling fucking drugs, but why are they overlooking
Allowing
it?
it.
Yes,
She's not the only one, though.
absolutely.
No.
You
Give
take that
them-
whole what is that? The Hope House? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, oh yeah.
The whole Hope House is
Yeah.
doing it.
And it's really the trap house.
Yeah,
The trap.
absolutely. Like they're just scamming the system so they don't go to prison.
Yeah.
They need to shut that shit down.
Yeah.
And why are they letting them? If you fail a piss test, you need to start up back over. And if you
Yes.
fail it again, you need kicked out the program and you need to go back to do your prison sentence.
They
Yeah.
need
Point
a
blank.
set
Yeah.
amount of chances because they'll give people chances
Yes.
to play in their face.
And they have favorites.
Yes,
they have
they
favorites
do.
that they let
Obviously.
get away with it. But
Yep.
Well, I just think, you do have to be strict with it.
mhm.
You do. And I just think that if you don't be strict with it, then people are going to take advantage of it. And it's just that serious. And so now back to her, I say, this is a problem. She's not taking this serious. And you know what else? This was her second time in the program. And I'm like, okay, this girl been to prison. I think she doesn't figure out she don't get it. So when a person don't get it, a criminal defendant don't get it, you know what you got to do? What's that, Donkey Kong? Now you can bring the now you got Donkey Kong their ass and get them the fuck out of here. That's how I learned.
I mean,
That's how I learned. So they baby her. They baby her.
and she's high on graduation.
Yes. So you know what I say? Megan Horn.
Uh,
You know what Petty Eddie said?
no, what?
I told Brooke Nim, I said, her will be back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Her will be back. I'll see to it personally. Her will be back.
Mm.
She will be back. I will see to it personally because she is putting them fentanyl pills in our community. Anybody that put them fentanyl pills in our community, I think you should go straight to hell.
You remember that young girl that we had on here a couple weeks ago where her dad died of an overdose, and she believes that Tracy was the one that sold it to him.
Yes. So, yeah.
That's what I was like. So now she's graduated, no charges.
She graduated what, 5 months ago?
It ain't even been 6 months.
So what happened?
Didn't she
today?
get
What
arrested?
happened this morning?
So Meg want to know what happened.
Yeah,
Meg want to know what happened. I get some undercover information.
Oh, okay.
That a search warrant was being served on her house last night.
Oh.
And so the Gene team ran up in that bitch, and they got her and her boyfriend.
I know now.
And she got some dealing charges on her, and she's right back in the pokey. And I can't wait to bust and put her picture.
Too, correct?
Yes.
When I sent you, that's what that was.
Sitting there looking like a fucking idiot.
I knew it.
That pussy can't be that good.
I knew it.
Shit. And so
did he get drug charges as well?
Yeah.
They both did.
They fucked in the game.
He's gonna take him, right? So she's just gonna get out of it?
No, she ain't getting out of nothing.
Good.
Listen.
Okay.
I'm sending Scott Hunt an email tomorrow. No drug court, no nothing. Put that bitch on the moon and leave her. You know what I'm saying? Because she don't get it.
Obviously not.
She doesn't get it. And
attach that picture.
So
a drug court,
because this has come out of Spitzer's court.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm saying, bro, get it together. Obviously, he saw the signs. Why did you let her go? Because now look.
Because he's got so many cases. He knows who she is.
He know who she is.
She knows
you
who she
run
is.
your little drug court on Thursdays. Man, listen.
Right.
Hold they ass accountable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this woman him and Reggie ought to be sitting back fucking proud right now. They ought to be proud and they ought to be having drinks.
At least she lasted 5 months.
I don't think it's been 5 months.
But I'm saying she was dealing during the time. She's been dealing since then. She has killed at least 2 people that we know of with the fentanyl pills.
Yes.
Because Mark Spitzer let her go.
Yep, absolutely.
And didn't take it serious. And drug court, who's in charge
Reggie.
Okay.
Reggie Black ass.
Let her graduate on that stage.
High as hell.
High as fuck tweaking.
So do you know
what's wrong with our system?
So this is why we talk to Chuck and Shane.
Mm-hmm.
They know our system is broken.
Mm-hmm.
And so them judges, you would think they want to say, okay, you think maybe it is broken. We're humans. We make mistakes. What can we do to fix it? But they don't want to own up to it. They don't want to own up to it. And this woman was back out in the community selling drugs right there on Washington Street.
Don't they hit you with like a habitual or an enhanced every time you get?
It should be.
Every time you get arrested for the same thing, it's always an enhancement or something like that.
So now look at what we're facing. And I forgot you had said something, Brooke. Hell, I done lost my thought, but this is on him now.
Yeah.
This is on him. She's back in the Grant County Jail. Didn't learn her lesson. Know nothing. And so what do we do? So if I'm wrong, then why was I right about that?
Mm-hmm.
I said, she'll be back. I told Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
I said, give her a few months. And they went up there and they tightened her ass up and knocked her door down and went in there and got her punk ass. And she's sitting in there and she looking a whole hot mess.
She was. I thought she had a wig.
Oh my God, I did too.
I said, is that a wig?
Old boy sitting up in there with her. That coochie ain't good now because you can't get none of it.
Right.
Dale got shit too locked down up in there. You ain't fucking them in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's over with. The jig is up now. And so, what do you do at this point? And so how many other people like her that went through that program? You see what I'm saying? I know where I was going.
Or in the program.
Hey, so they said that
January 27th of 2025 is when the judgment came from Spitzer for her dealing a methamphetamine amount of 10 or more grams, dismiss, possession of methamphetamines of 28 or more grams of methamphetamine, dismiss, unlawful possession of a syringe, dismissed. Possession of marijuana, dismissed. All because she completed drug court while she was high on the damn stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then was over 10 grams, over 28 grams of meth. Just went over. That means a bunch.
That means she had a lot. That means she had a lot. And so
That was just the
I'm
last
curious-
charge.
Yeah. So now here it is.
Sorry.
He just cleaned that up.
Now she.
And now here she is right back. So what does that tell you for your program? You know what else I'm trying to say? They said it. I don't know how true this is. I'm trying to look into this, but they said it's a probation officer over there that, well, if you give me $40, then I'll make sure your pee is clean.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
$40.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Well, if
crazy.
you got 5 people that shit dirty,
That's it.
and you looking at coming from the Hope House, every hoe at the Hope House is dirty.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, all these people listen. So everybody want to have a drug treatment program now. That shit gonna fail. That one in Gas City, that's gonna succeed.
Yeah, they have.
I'm telling you, Meg, I sent all that stuff to you and you read everything. Man, them people are serious. They got a real program.
They got
The
a
rest-
record of
Yes, they have a
Success.
success record.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the rest of these motherfuckers trying to open up a drug rehab program and the ones doing it, your shit going to go under.
especially if you don't even know what the fuck you're
I
doing.
mean, Shane's is doing good for the men.
Or you got people running it that's on drugs, like
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
or mental patients.
Yeah.
You can't open a thing if you're a mental patient,
No.
or if you got somebody that's on drugs opening it with you. Come on now,
Yeah. And
eat our
man,
popcorn. We'll watch it.
yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Watch it, think.
Right.
and then, like Tia and everybody else, they'll end up fucking the people, the men that's in there or whatever. And, I'll get you clean, baby. I'm just saying. Man, motherfuckers. Hey, man, the corruption in this community is really fucked up. And when you say something about it, you're drama. You're a shit starter.
We want to see these programs succeed.
Exactly.
We really do. But we need programs that care and programs that
Yeah.
aren't ran by criminals
Yeah.
or people with their own issues.
And we need judges. We need judges who care. We need judges who, that want to be involved with the community.
For our
They
community-
said that excuse me, I'm not to cut you off, just hold that thought, that before I get done. They said that that thing that we went to, the NAACP,
Yep.
they said Spencer told Josh Winter, no, I don't want to come.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, for our community to succeed, we need all of our departments to work together. They don't understand that it takes all the departments to
Absolutely.
work together to make it succeed. And we have so many people. Ronnie Morell is doing a great job. We got Shane and
Yeah.
Chuck. They want to save our taxpayers money and they want to do things the right way and they want to fix stuff. We need the judges to work with the prosecutors, to work with the sheriff, to work with the police, to work with, all of this has to work together to make it work right.
And the community to work with them too.
Yes,
Like that's
yes.
and that's
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
big things. Like I said, we've got to learn who our community leaders are, and we've got to learn like these police need to be more like community. Like we need to know who they are. Like we don't know who there's so many new ones, which they did say that they hired, like, I think it was like 12 or 14 new ones, in the last year or so. And we don't know them, so we don't trust them. So we don't like the community. We need more things where these people like that get out and
I will say that I feel like they do get out. I feel like they do.
Yeah.
Like at Matter Park, they had that thing. All the police officers are out there. They're with the blow up little guy thing, and they bring the dog out,
Yes.
and they do the drunk goggles little course.
Yes.
I do, and they have the bouncy house. I do feel like they do get out, but I don't feel like the community's going to those things.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
so hold that thought. So if I give you, I'll give you $500. The next time I had that guy, you know what that guy's name is? That police guy. His name is Johnny Law.
Oh yeah.
Y'all remember that? His name is Johnny Law.
Yeah.
I will give somebody in this room $500 if you go up there and grab his nuts.
I would not.
Mm-mm.
It's not a
Well,
blow up.
$500.
Somebody inside of there.
Yeah.
I mean, no,
Somebody
I'm
in
talking about Johnny Law, the guy that's standing up. He's standing up.
I thought it was
He
just a
got
blow
nuts.
up.
Isn't there a
It
person
is a
in
blow
there?
up, but he's got nuts hanging in there.
There's a person in there.
Isn't there a person in there? He walks around, don't he?
No.
I'm sure. I think
it's just a blow up.
Go up there and grab his nuts and see.
You go up there and grab his nuts.
What? I look like going up and grabbing another man's nut.
to give me $500. Shit.
Make sure
$500, you gonna do it? Got me one.
I mean,
There's nobody in there.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Hey,
There's a person in there.
Hey, listen.
I can't be
Megan be on Buster. Hey, me and Brooke will be clowning our ass.
Please,
If I ever get arrested, I am smiling in my mugshot. I swear to God, when you guys see me on Busted, I want to be smiling.
Listen, I'm gonna pose like a motherfucker. I'm gonna
be like,
grab
is my hair okay?
Hey, I'm gonna grab my nipples
my
like
God.
this in the picture. Look at me. But seriously though, this stuff with that with Chuck and Shane, and they're talking about what circuit court, what's going on. They're hearing these same stories about Tracy Oxnard and other stuff, the corruption. They're hearing about this shit and they're tired of it. They want to put a stop to it. And so the people that are involved that's getting some kickback money from somewhere, they don't want it to stop because they're prospering big time. And, instead of just saying, you get a lot done if you, yes, sir, no, ma'am, it can take you a long way if you go have a real conversation with somebody.
Yep.
She went in that meeting on drama. She went in there on the meeting on drama. And that Pam Harris was there. She knew what she was doing. And they just, and what Pam Harris don't realize is they're not going to be able to vote Chuck out. Chuck got too many people that's behind him, and
I agree.
I got black votes behind Chuck, and Shane got all the farmer votes and everything because even though on the east side of the county they talk about Shane Middlesworth and Chuck too.
If you look at the numbers alone, how much they've saved the taxpayers.
Yeah.
Like that alone would give them their votes.
Man, listen.
That's a big thing, saving us taxpayers money.
Man, listen. I told a motherfucker yesterday, a motherfucker need to put somebody against Pam Harris on the next election and run against her ass and show her, look, you ain't running nothing. And
what is she again?
She's the Grant County clerk. She ran her in the recorder. Her and the Grant County recorder, they didn't have opposition. They ran unopposed. You put a motherfucker on them tickets, and you put motherfuckers, all of us that click, that know they got the votes, and go and get behind them. Oh, it's going to be rough. It's going to be real rough. And so,
Well, the tantrum that she threw anyway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to vote for her.
I wouldn't want to vote for her either. Come on, man. She is an elected official, and you can go talk to Chuck and Shane at any time. And so when you watch that YouTube video, it's not that Chuck's being that. We know Chuck can be a dickhead. We know that, bro. You know that. Brandy a gangster. Brandy, like
she a 4'3".
Man, listen, let me tell
80
you.
pounds soaking wet, but she gonna fuck some shit up.
Man, if there's 10 niggas in the room, and I'm gonna go snatch that little motherfucker up and be like, look, I don't know what's gonna be the outcome. All right, shit. I see the shit. Let's do it. Because she told me, she said, you don't want me on that podcast because I'm gonna hurt some feelings. I said, when we move and we have room, we are gonna have you on there. I said, because your buddy, your little pool buddy, she don't bite her tongue. Oh, I know, but so I told her she can come on there. But man, let me tell you something. The reason why I believe in Shane and Chuck, because they are trying. They really are trying. They didn't get voted in and say, okay, we here, fuck everybody.
Yeah, we here.
They went to work day one. And how the fuck can you expect him to fix everything in fucking 5 months? Y'all fucked it up for 25 years. Never said a word. Do you think that woman would have went in there on Mark Barsley like that and talked to him like that? She'd have had the MPD. She'd have had the sheriff's department. Everybody had it like, no. No, don't ever do that. And that judge that she worked for, they told him, if you don't put a leash on that dog, goddamn, we're going to vote your motherfucking ass up out of here too. Because, you just don't do that.
Right.
And so she didn't do that to Mark Barsley. So why do you feel you can run in there on Chuck and Shane? You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going along with the program. They're going against it. It's a new day. We're changing things. It's just going to be right. We're going to save the taxpayers money. And then, I got some motherfucker was out there at the courthouse, watched him walk from over at the county complex, and she was at the entrance going around to the cameras, flipping the cameras off in the courthouse. That's chick that you saw in there, that Megan Glickfield.
Oh,
they said they saw her in the clerk, and they said she, not the clerk, but they said that Megan woman was sticking her finger up at all the camera, walking around to the entrance, sticking her finger. Like, what? Like, grow the fuck up. Like, are you fucking serious right now?
Put that on YouTube with her.
Right. Attach that to that little video.
You know what I'm saying?
Follow
Man, listen, if I could get a hold of that video, man, I would blast her. Because if I would have done that on the job, or you'd have done that on the job, or they'd have fired us. We'd have been fired. Your judge really should have said, no, wait a minute, hold on. You went a little too far with that. No, that ain't how we roll. And,
Checked it, yeah.
And then when the women came in this morning, all the women that worked for the judges all got flowers delivered to them, right? She got a big bouquet of flowers delivered. Now, I want to say whoever delivered those flowers, they probably getting some coochie because, you ain't spending that kind of money. Man, get the fuck out of here. There are a whole lot of everybody fucking everybody.
Why did they all get flowers?
That's what we trying to find out. You know how many people call
There's not a lot of plants in there, are there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're not allowed plants and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So,
that's why I'm glad I got my slow ass now.
I didn't think about that either.
Yeah, my slow ass, man, look who called up today. Yeah. The one
Your flower's going to die.
Yeah.
You're going to have no plants.
Yeah, the
they're
flowers
gonna get more delivered.
So.
I hope that wasn't bought on taxpayer dime.
Oh, if it was, I am going to clown.
Now, I will say that some of them girls do deserve it, like Jason McVicker's assistant.
Man, they don't deserve flowers. They deserve a steak dinner.
Yeah.
They deserve tickets to Las Vegas.
She runs around there and she works her ass off.
Yes, she do. Finding them motherfuckers.
Talking about the lady with the floaters. with the boobs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Maisha, see, that's why I like Maisha. She sees what it really is. Cause Maisha, I got
characteristics.
Hey, Maisha, I got to be on my best behavior, right? Because Maisha, look, I'll be doing some paperwork for Brooke, and then I said, well, we made a mistake, and she come up from that desk, and I'm like, Lord Jesus.
Let me tell you though, she dresses to impress.
She's pretty. She's very pretty too.
And I tell you, the way that she dresses, she has so much class. I love her.
Man, listen. I almost told her, I said, damn, motherfucker, drink your bath water, goddamn it. Hey, that motherfucker finer than frog hair.
Frog hair is fine.
Yeah, it is. If you look at a frog.
I don't like frogs.
I know you don't, because I tried to throw one on her last year, and she was running for murder. She was running for murder.
I busted my knee last year because I tried to jump out the back of the hot tub because there was a frog
right there. I remember that story.
Knowing the frog ain't going to do a motherfucker.
I don't care. Angie had it cupped over her hand, holding it. Like, she said, they are her friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm thinking, is that a frog? I'm like, that's not a frog. And she's like, they're just our friends. And I'm like, is that a fucking frog? And I jumped.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, but they got hair on them, and it's real fine hair. You can't even see. And it's so fine, you know. And that's why I say finer than frog hair, you know. But
I've never heard that.
Hey, but when you in court for smoking small claims like that, you got to go see her at the end with the paperwork. And I just like,
Ed, stop, because she's going to hear this and
she going to see it.
I mean, I'm not being disrespectful.
They're going to be like, you can no longer represent me.
I
We
know.
don't even want him in this courtroom now.
That's why I be good. That's why I be good, because I don't, you know, because
This is after dark talk.
yeah, this is after dark.
After court's over.
So Aisha, she be getting the paperwork on. And so, Mr. Bob, yes.
Steve will hand you the paperwork next time, buddy.
Yeah.
Jason's gonna be like, his mouth.
Yeah.
Up here.
Yeah, if he called me up there, I'm gonna fuck cuss your punk ass out. Yeah, you probably set me up, nigga. Yeah, I'm punk. But yeah, but you know, man, so at the end of the day, with all seriousness to aside, man, this was a witch hunt. And it makes Chuck look like he was a bad guy. It makes Shane look like he was a bad guy because he hit the gavel, and the dude cut the video off because when he hit the gavel, he thought that they were done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the video cut off and came back on, because he was like, no, turn it back on. We're not done. And so he hit the gavel, but he was hitting the gavel to tell her, shut the fuck up and go sit down. We're done. We're done here, because she wanted to keep getting personal and personal and personal. And man, listen, if Shane and Chuck was anything like Petty Eddie, with some of the stuff I heard about her and who she involved with, man, they could put her on blast, but they not like that. You know, they're gentlemen, you know, and they handle business. But you know me, I ain't no gentleman. I say, fuck you, eat a dick, whatever. I don't care. So, but she was on a mission at the end of the day, and we cannot fix our county problems like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to fix our problems like that. The only way we're going to fix our problems is like you said. And like you said, work together. And so,
and the thing is, if something's dirty, then go clean it. If you have a problem with it that bad, go clean it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. I agree. So, you know, go clean it.
But at that time, if you're seeing that these toilets are disgusting or the floors are disgusting or whatever, that's when you send an email, you call them, you set up a meeting, something like that, and you address it.
Yeah.
You don't address it now because you're upset with something they're doing, so you want to backfire at them.
Yes.
This should have been addressed, and then they need to get a cleaning company. If they don't have a cleaning company, or if they do have one, they need to get rid of it and get a better one. Because I do feel like those things do need fixed, but
yeah,
the way that she addressed it is totally wrong.
Yeah, because like if any business, you will go to a manager, or you will, hey HR, if your manager, hey HR, there's ways to do it and not go to the dude that owns the company like, yo, you know, these bathrooms, they're terrible, like you need to fix them. Like you don't do that. Like you don't do that. You go up your chain of commands, and she knows that.
Right.
Just like kind of like what you said, kind of a witch hunt.
It was, and that's what it was. So, all right, we gotta get moving along, you know, because you know,
So tell me how you want. Yeah.
Let it go.
All right. What you got, girl?
Okay, let my phone load.
Okay.
It's that Verizon.
Verizon. It's a Verizon thing, yeah.
It's been acting up. That's
it has been. I'm about ready to leave they punk ass. Shit, all that money they charge.
I had to get I went there twice because my phone kept going SOS. So hey,
all that
get a
money.
new SIM card. That's all you gotta do. Get a new SIM card. It worked for me.
I'm telling you, I've been having a lot of problems with mine. So
I'm Verizon too.
Okay, so Rodney Wood, a 22-year-old Popeyes manager in Charlotte, North Carolina, has been charged with first-degree attempted murder after allegedly shooting a fellow employee during a heated argument over burnt biscuits.
What?
Wood was arrested in the evening of Sunday, May 11th, and now faces charges including attempted first-degree murder and assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, according to a arrest record from...
Man.
According to people, the incident unfolded at a Popeyes restaurant located at South Boulevard, where a verbal dispute between Wood and another manager reportedly escalated in front of customers. The police affidavit cited by WBTV, states that the disagreement centered around biscuits that were allegedly burned during the shift. A witness told authorities the confrontation turned physical after the two stepped outside, where one reportedly challenged the other. During the altercation, Wood allegedly pulled out a firearm and shot his coworker twice at close range. Court documents indicate that the surveillance footage from the scene appears to show Wood firing 2 shots at point-blank range. The victim, whose identity has not been released, sustained gunshot wounds to the groin and chest and was rushed to Health Carolina's Medical Center, where he underwent emergency surgery.
Wow.
So he just had a gun on him at work at Popeyes.
I mean, I think if I worked at Popeyes, I probably it depends what.
Man, listen, over fucking biscuits, really.
Over biscuits,
man,
yes.
come on. Like, you sitting in the cell. Hey, man, what you in here? Oh, man, I killed the motherfucker. For what? Because he burnt my biscuits.
Because they were
I'll
both
beat the motherfucker up in
employees,
the
though.
cell.
They were both employees, right?
I understand. I don't give a fuck.
One was the manager.
If the manager, goddamn it, over burnt biscuits, you going? Is it really that serious?
He burnt the biscuits. The manager was mad. He's like, "I'll give you something to be mad about."
Yeah, oh, well,
you got more problems than a burnt biscuit now, buddy. Like, wow.
Your biscuits are about to get burned.
Definitely.
Y'all ain't shit.
Wilmington, Delaware. Tasha Purnell, a former middle school principal, pleaded guilty on Monday to 2 counts of third-degree rape and 1 count of continuously sexual abuse of a child. The charges were brought in Superior Court, Delaware, following an investigation by state trooper investigations unit into the rape of the child under age 16. Attorney General Kathy Jennings commented to the case, stating the sexual abuse of a child in any case is heinous. Heinous. I lost my place. When the abuse comes from an adult, much less a person in position of trust, such as a principal or a teacher whose entire purpose is to guide and protect children, it is absolutely unthinkable. The defendant will be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law, and I am truly grateful to our prosecutors at the Delaware State Police of their excellent work in this case. She was a teacher at Stanton Middle School. She's 44 years old, and she reportedly sexually assaulted the victim between 2010 and 2014. She later served as principal at the school from 2020 until her suspension and termination in September of 2024. Authorities did not believe there are additional victims associated with this case.
Man. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I have one more. Let me get to it. This is kind of my local news, but it's out of Fishers.
Okay.
Fishers police apprehended an Indianapolis man after he was discovered digging up a gravesite in Fishers. In the late evening of Monday, May 12th, a Fishers Police Department officer was conducting routine patrols near Oaklawn Memorial Gardens, and the officer had observed a suspicious vehicle in the area. The vehicle was unoccupied, but the officer spotted a shotgun and paraphernalia in plain view. While the officer was investigating the vehicle, Seth Davison emerged from the nearby wooded area. The officer reported that he was covered in dirt from head to toe and confirmed he owned the vehicle. While speaking to the officer, Davison revealed that he was at the Memorial Gardens, that he was an employee, and he had recently buried an urn containing a gold ring. He confessed that he couldn't stop thinking about this ring, so it prompted him to go dig it up.
What kind of shit is...
Wow.
Upon noticing the officers approaching his vehicle, he hid the ring behind the dumpster, and he later guided the officers to recover the ring and directed them to the grave, where fresh dirt indicated recent disturbance. As a result, Davison was arrested on several charges, including felony theft, cemetery mischief, criminal trespassing, and disturbing ground of artifacts from a grave. Oaklawn confirmed he was an employee to our detectives. After that, he made aware of the incident. The staff checked the cemetery, and they believed that was the only grave that was disturbed. The family of the deceased was notified.
Now, can we say you can't hire meth heads?
But here's the thing.
Can we say that you can't hire no meth addicts?
If he wouldn't have confessed, he would have got away with it.
I know he's an idiot. That's meth shit.
That's
messed up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
is definitely messed up.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, wow. That's some mess shit. Because who would do some crazy shit? Oh, I want to get this ring off her.
Well, that was a lie, wasn't it? Was that a lot? Like I
No,
took it
he
as-
went and dug
So
the
he really, it was
Yeah.
really his family.
girl.
It wasn't his
Was
family.
you paying attention?
Yeah, but it said
No.
that.
So he worked at the cemetery.
Yeah,
They buried an urn with a ring in it, and he couldn't stop thinking about this ring.
that
And
was
so
the
he went and he was
Oh.
going to pawn the ring.
So he can go get some meth.
No, okay. I thought it was like his family member or something
No.
that they buried. I mean,
No, they
in
did-
that
they let the-
cemetery.
They did let the family know that happened. Like
Oh
they
my
messed with his ashes. Like that's
goodness.
somebody's
Ew.
body.
Man, listen. That motherfucker. Hey, meth addicts will go, man, this takes the cake. This takes the cake.
Yeah.
That's one of them Hope House people did. That like just
Now, my brother's a mortician, and he
Yeah.
owns a funeral home over in Winchester. And there was another funeral home over there that got shut down. This was years ago, but because he was having sex with the bodies. And then another funeral home over there got shut down because he was stealing like the property before they would bury it.
what the fuck?
Mhm. And then, like I said, this was years ago.
Oh, so I got a question.
never
So
thought about
since you bring it up, since you brought it up, you know when you bring shit up like that, you know me. You know me,
Uh-oh.
like I'm me, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So what is dead pussy like? I mean,
Oh my God.
I mean, she
Can't fight back.
Right. They can't say no, I guess.
yeah, can't say no. Like,
So it's like putting
Right.
a hole in a watermelon and having sex with a watermelon. Don't
I mean-
cold watermelon. You're putting holes in watermelons in.
Gosh.
I mean,
But the body's cold.
I know, but wait a minute. But see, listen. Now let's be serious here. When a man and woman come together, and like when I'm with my girl or whatever, and when when Pokey go knock at the door, that motherfucker splash open, right? And so that's just what with your significant others, right? So do the thing still get wet?
No way.
That's what I was going to say.
It don't
It's
work.
dry and it's cold.
Yeah,
So
no.
what's the use?
I don't know.
I don't get it unless you hit it in the butt.
He must.
Oh gosh.
He must not be getting none at home.
Oh, that's desperation right there.
Isn't it like
That's
a
desperation.
disorder? Like what's it called?
Necrophilia. Yeah.
Something. It is abuse of a corpse. It's a felony.
No, it's like a disorder. Like it's got a name, like necrophilia. Or
Oh,
something
yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because there was something on it. I seen something on Facebook about it not too long
This,
ago.
this
There was
is
a case
no
of
shit.
it.
This is true. True story.
Yeah.
Listen. I worked at a funeral home. I did that work, right? And so we was doing a funeral some years ago. He's sitting out there, and me and another funeral home worker, we out there and we bullshitting. We was doing a viewing. And you know how back then they used to have the viewings at night and then the funeral the next day?
Mm-hmm.
So we doing the viewing, everybody in there. So this one chick, so I'm like, damn, you look good. And I said, man, when you gonna let me get some of that? She's like, Ed, first of all, you are married and I know you're not getting none of this. I said, well, you better hope you don't die anytime soon.
Oh my gosh.
And she said, what? I said, I'll get it one way or another. And the dude that worked with me, he lost it. He said, Ed, you is stupid.
You can't
And
say
she
shit
was
like that.
I did. You
I know
me.
you did. I know you
I'm
did.
fucked up with it, but that doesn't mean I would have did that. I ain't that desperate. Don't quit making them duck lips over there, motherfucker. I ain't that goddamn that. I'm just being serious. Like, how does that work out? You jumping up on a cold ass table and some on a cold ass woman and then some cold ass pussy.
It's probably dry too.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. So is that all you got?
That's all I got.
All right. Well, you never fellas. And Megan never fails us. So Megan, what you got for us going on?
Ready for Say What with Megan Horn. Tell them how you feel, Meg. Let's get it, girl.
Sorry about that, Megan.
No,
Brandy says, say what? I was she doing that when I saw her yesterday. Brandy was like, say what?
I got a good one today.
Okay.
So, I had someone write in. It said, I was recently talking to a guy who had a collection of sex toys that are not meant for him. if you know what I mean. I told him I don't know if I'd ever want to use toys that other randoms have used before.
Oh, no.
He said, well, dicks are used before too. So now it has me wondering. I still feel like I would never want to use secondhand toys, even if they were cleansed properly. But what really is the difference when it comes down to it? Am I wrong for feeling that way? Hell no. There ain't no way I would. I don't care. You can say whatever about dicks, whatever, but no.
So that's a good question for you. Is a rose a secondhand?
No.
I mean, how do you know what's the
the
difference?
rose doesn't go inside of you.
Yeah.
It goes on the outside. It goes on your clit. But
Okay, so what if would you loan it to a friend?
Hell no.
Oh no.
That's nasty.
I would.
Okay,
Girls
I mean,
don't share
clean it up.
underwear. That's one thing. We don't share
We don't
underwear.
share, no.
We don't share dildos, and we just don't. And I would not. And it. I mean, once he says though that dicks are shared, and I'm like, well, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, you can wash them, but I guess you can wash toys too. So
Right,
I mean, true, but
yes.
still, I wouldn't want to try. I
Well,
wouldn't.
yeah, a lot of niggas don't even wash their dick.
But let me tell you, I have a friend that's a whore, and
Yeah.
she's been with guys and she does that. They use other people's toys.
Ew.
That's nasty.
I mean, Maisha, your friends say, "Girl, listen, you going through it here? Let me loan you my toy." Like,
No.
you look at
No.
it, ew.
Like saying you want to wear my panties.
Right. No.
Amazon After Dark.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sheen has that shit, girl.
Yeah,
Check it out.
you might burn up your vagina.
Hey, them, yeah, Maisha right. Maisha right. Maisha said you might burn up your vagina fucking around. Hey, Maisha, that damn brook be running the motors out on them motherfuckers. Hey, I'm telling you, man, listen. Hey, but you know, I don't know, man. Listen, you know me. If you put some water and soap on it, hey.
No.
I mean, listen. Let's be realistic. When you have sex, a man washes himself off, he take a shower, you're clean. So if you take that same sex toy and you put some Dawn dishwashing liquid on it.
Oh, no. Vaginas are like sensitive. We do not want Dawn dish soap.
Man, that shit looby and it's greasy. It takes the grease out.
I feel sorry for
Takes
your
the
girlfriend.
grease off. Oh my gosh. Takes all the dirt off the ducks. Shit.
That's what them girls got, them duck, them bird.
Oh my
Crack,
goodness.
girl, give me that crack. Nigga, you want to tell people to quit sending that crazy
I'm
ass
sorry.
shit in.
Hey.
That is some sick.
I'll go do the
fucking
boring ones then.
insane.
I'll find
Well,
boring.
yeah, you gonna because that's a little too much. Because see that kind of shit right there, I get interested in shit like that. You know,
I got you.
because I got friends. I got friends.
Got you.
No stuff. Fuck you don't you say that name around me. Well,
When Melissa does that up your ass, do you want a new one or do you want a used one?
Right. Let's talk about this.
first of all, ain't nobody putting nothing up my ass.
She going to.
No,
Melissa
she not.
going to.
She had
Listen,
manifested
listen.
this, put it out.
She already has
Listen.
them lined up on the bed for you.
Let me tell you, you will see me knock a motherfucker out before a motherfucker put anything up in this motherfucking ass. And anything I got on my body is good. And it's good because if I did give her some, goddamn it, she'll come back. So no, you can't
You
have
already
it.
did.
I
And
was
she's
gonna say,
coming
no,
back.
She ain't never wore no strap on with me. Shit, I mean, I put something in her. So no, it don't work like that. So, you know, so let's be clear with that. And man, you just, you know, it's first of all, to answer your question, y'all question, shit, it doesn't matter. If it's washed off, whatever. If it's in you, it's in you. Because y'all don't know when the man put one in you, you don't know where it's been. Don't y'all play crazy?
What are you talking
Don't
about?
argue with me. Don't argue with me.
Toy or the
No, when the man pull over, he be like, I want some, come here, baby. And he all on you and he get in your ear. Look, when the man get in your ear, that pussy's a wrap. And so,
I still need to see them dick facts first.
man, when shit gets out of hand,
Okay, you're right.
when shit get out of hand, you be like, you know what I'm saying? So shit can happen, man. Listen, I understand. I see where that point coming with that, you know, but you know, I don't know. I just think that, you know, that's disgusting.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah, but you gonna have to tone it down because you know how I'm gonna comment. Meg, you know how I am. I'm a nasty motherfucker.
I know.
Yeah, I'm a whole hot mess. So, anyway, that's all of what you had, right?
That's it. That's all.
All right, man. Listen, I'm trying to figure a way to start some shit. So we're gonna see.
Not you.
Yes, you know me. I'm trying to start some shit and trying to see what's gonna happen. Yeah, I think I got touchdown. Yeah.
At the tone. Please record
No.
your
That was it's a voice.
Yeah.
Reject button.
I was gonna call somebody and say, well, let me see if that damn thing used. Because all them damn pictures she put up there, them motherfuckers, hey, that's too many. And then she had that bullet. Bitch, what you gonna do with that bullet?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of things doing that.
yeah.
What you sitting on there scratching your nose? I'm like, yeah, y'all some nasty motherfuckers up in here. Yeah, I don't know what to do with y'all, man. Well, but anyway, before I go, I want to do a closing argument on the situation with the commissioners, and I just want to say, man, like, come on, like, really, this is petty. This is real petty. It's so easy to call the president of the Grant County Commissioner, Shanes Middlesworth, and say, hey, President, can we have a conversation? Can we have a talk, sir, please? We have an issue, and we would like for you to get our issues resolved. When you show love to people and respect, it'll go a long way. Going in there trying to attack somebody and act like you a pit bull when you ain't a pit bull, it don't work. Pam Harris, it's just stick to the clerk office stuff. Just stick to the clerk office stuff. If you don't want to stick to the clerk's office stuff, then why don't you sit down with the commissioners and think of a better way to make quality of life better for the employees of the courthouse? Better yet, for all county employees. Quit trying to be a pit bull. Quit trying to be a muscle, because you're not that. Okay? Find you something to do and do some stamps. Do some court case stuff. And leave those commissioners alone. They've only been over here 5 months. I'm sure if we go snooping around about what you did and what you ain't did, I'm sure you won't like it. Okay? Now, over there in Superior 1, follow suit with the people in Superior 2 and Superior 3, and over there in McLean's Court. Follow those women's lead. Go in there, do what the taxpayers hired you to do. Do your fucking job. Quit complaining and shut the fuck up. Just that simple. Nobody want to hear that crying shit. You don't like it? Go find another job. Go teach typewriter maintenance at fucking Ivy Tech. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever. Shut the fuck up. Leave those commissioners alone. And let's work together for a better Grant County. And drug court, you need to redo. Because y'all got y'all poster child right back in there. She right back in there. And a boyfriend too. Okay, we get ready to get up out of here. Maisha, what is the famous words of you, Maisha? We have to hear from you. You sitting on a smile. What do they got to do, Maisha?
Don't forget to like, share, follow, and interact with us.
Yes, because we're fun to interact with, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm the funniest one.
Yes.
I'm the funnest one too.
Yeah, she's the funniest one. I'm just the muscle. Meg's crazy, and Brooke's a fucking badass child. That's what she is. And so, Megan, I told your grandma. So we was kicking with your grandma and your mom last night.
Yeah.
And we was just chopping it up. She said, Megan's a good girl. I said, yes, she is. She's my girl. And I said, You know, she cool as hell, ain't she? She said she sure is. And she's doing a good job with the new. I said, yeah, she is. Yes, she is. I said, so man.
That's my biggest fan, always.
Man, grandma cool as hell, man.
I'm glad you got to really sit down and really kind of talk to her.
Hey, I almost got myself in trouble.
I know.
Because I went over there and I kissed your mom on the forehead, and I went over there and kissed your grandma on the forehead. She's like, wait a minute. Been down here. All right now, Granny, I done drank some medicine.
Oh, no.
Let me be good. Let me stop. Look at brother. Hey, bro, man, come over, Granny, and she see me come out of the bedroom with a robe.
No.
Grandpa.
He told your mom, he said, text Meg right now and tell her we're going to the strip club. I said, tell her we're taking Granny. And she said, we can't say that because she won't believe us. I looked at Granny. I said, Granny, you want to go to the strip club with us? She said, no, y'all have fun.
Yeah, Granny wasn't fucking with it.
I said, we're not
Drop
going
me off at home first and have fun.
Oh my God. So yeah, it was funny.
Yes.
So all right, y'all heard what Maisha said, and y'all do just that. And come check us out. All right, we're gonna get up out of here and check us out because we always petty with a new episode. Y'all have a good one.